Morning. I've been walking with the Lord for 23 years, and it still amazes me how when we give our lives to Him, He will orchestrate every detail and area of our life. And I grew up on a dairy farm, and so for me, I've been working on this for about 9 months to be able to share this. And for whatever reasons, it didn't work out then, but it did now. And it was because as I found out that it was going to be country weekend, that this country girl who was born and raised in the boondocks was able to come home and share what God has done in my life through those years. So I just thank God that He has orchestrated every detail of my life up to this place. I am the second oldest of 7 children, and growing up, I would see and experience my parents go through 5 different separations. Due to some of the choices that my mom had made, we would lose our home and everything in it. Through those years, I would attend 13 different schools and live with various family members. To say the least, I wondered, did I ever belong anywhere? Or would I be accepted by anybody? As I got older, I had a longing in my heart for God and church, but really never understood what it meant to have a personal relationship with Him. Since the age of 16, I had a love for gardening, floral, and landscape design, and it was my desire to go and attend the horticulture program at the University of River Falls. Well, their internship was in Australia, and who wouldn't want to go to Australia? But due to circumstances out of my control, I was not able to attend, and at the age of 19, going into 20, I began to experience the death of all those hopes and dreams. And over the next 20 years, any and all hope would die in these areas of my life. I would watch my parents' marriage end in divorce. I would have to take my dad to be hospitalized for suicide depression. And my own marriage, already on the verge of falling apart shortly after it began. I would experience a miscarriage of my 3rd child, emergency surgery 24 weeks pregnant with my 4th that could take his life and change mine forever. I continued to experience abuse escalate over the next 12 years of my own marriage, with after the 5th separation finally ending in divorce. And the one that hurts me deeply is to send my oldest child 2,200 miles away to college to find out that he began self-harming himself out there. To say the least, not being able to help him was very hard. And by this time, I no longer had a desire to thrive at anything. I was just glad to be able to survive to get to the end of the day. I had accepted Christ on February 27th, 1994. I had known about Christ, but never really understood how deep His love for me really was. In 2010, I had absolutely no life left. I couldn't love myself, I couldn't love my husband or my children, I couldn't even love God. All hope, dreams, and life had been deflated. But then God, He would take me through the refining fires, and He would begin to burn away all those things that I had allowed the world to come in and tell me and define me. He would show me how much He really loved me. In 2013, my marriage would go through its final separation, ending in divorce. But during that time, God would breathe life back into me. From 2013 to 2015, God had helped me shed 58 pounds, and I've maintained that for the last 2 years. In February 2015, although I had been baptized in 1994, I wanted to bury my past and accept the new life that Christ was giving me, and so I chose to be baptized. Also in 2015, God had opened a door to work at a local flower shop where I live. And it welled up so much creativity that was very overwhelming to watch my designs walk out the flower shop that Valentine's Day. In 2016, God had opened another door for me with another job where I would learn to trust men again, but I would also be able to do a landscape for the business. In 2016, God also allowed me to have a 2.5-acre garden where I would begin to my own garden and canning business. And then in 2017, God now has given me a business name and a label so that I can share my gifts and talents and my hopes and dreams that were buried for nearly 20 years. God not only began restoring things for me, but also for my children as we began to surrender more and more of our lives to Him. After more than half my life, I have now watched every hope, every dream of my life begin to be redeemed and restored. And although it hasn't come the way I thought it would, it's coming exactly how God has planned it. And He is now allowing me and helping me be able to live my dreams. Thank you.